Good evening. Welcome to the National News broadcast coming to you live from the National News studio here at Rupavahini. I'm Kasani Balachandra.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines.
The President condemns the setting fire to Holy Quran in Sweden. Investigations are carried out in several aspects regarding the death of a female youth at the Peradeniya Teaching Hospital. Farmers will be provided with money to purchase fertilizer in the Maha season. The government says grants allocated for welfare benefits have been increased this year. It was revealed that only 31,000 individuals pay taxes, although there are about 500,000 tax files. Granting NATO membership to Ukraine may be delayed.
Well, moving on to the stories in detail, many leading international news organizations across Asia Pacific region convey their congratulations to the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, and that's for winning the award for the best international news reporting for the year 2023.
The national television won the award at the Asia Vision Awards 2023 ceremony held at Kuching, Malaysia yesterday.
Circumstances due to the protest and fuel shortages.
Once again, massive congratulations to the outlet. You guys continue to do excellent work, and it shows almost winning awards every year. It's the hard work of the team. Again, as I said the last time, despite everything, you keep on being passionate and working so hard, and we are all so proud of you all who continue to do great work.
I'd like to congratulate SLRC on winning the award last night. The reports that we received on the protests in June and July of last year were extraordinary. Amazing vision, received very, very quickly from not just Colombo but from across Sri Lanka, and it was really important for us to have that broader perspective. And as the situation developed and it became a full-scale political crisis, the updates that we received from SLRC were used by our members right across Asia and Pacific and greatly appreciated by everyone. So thank you SLRC and congratulations.
Congratulations SLRC for getting the best award for news reporting from AVN, from DDI.
Sullivan from the ABC in Australia. Just wanted to say congratulations, well done to the whole team for another year of exceptional work.
I congratulate Sri Lanka National TV's team to winning this Best Reporting Award here at Malaysia, at Kuching. It's amazing seeing my friends from Sri Lanka winning this award, because I can understand that I know the kind of situation they have been facing in the last couple of years, but still they managed to do best of the reporting. So that is amazing, that is incredible. Once again, congratulate to everyone who was part of that team, and especially the team leaders.
And we would like to congratulate our colleagues from Sri Lanka, from SLRT channel, and we would like to say that it was really the best news reports.
Yeah, we congratulate you and we wish you more and more successful works, and we are so happy to meet you here in this event, and we hope to meet you again.
Of course, I congratulate the national television of Sri Lanka for best reporting and getting this award because we can see that national television of Sri Lanka is working very hard to contribute to AVN and Asia Vision in the Asia Vision platform and to exchange their best reports throughout the organization. And I think that all works were well done, and I wish you all the best in the upcoming, in the strengthening the relationship between other member states of ABU, and I think that you have done very well, all of you.
It's a pleasure to congratulate SLRC for their win in the ABU award last evening, and I congratulate SLRC team for their good and great work which they have done.
And in more stories, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that he vehemently condemns the incident of setting fire to the Holy Quran in Sweden.
Well, the president requested the Western nations not to tolerate violent incidents in the guise of entertaining freedom of expression. Well, the president made these remarks participating in the opening ceremony of the new courts complex in Ratnapura yesterday. People in Ratnapura are able to get their judiciary activities done under the same roof because of this new court complex. The president unveiled the plaque and ceremonially opened the court complex. This building was constructed under a cabinet decision taken when Ranil Wickremesinghe was Prime Minister in 2018. Construction work started and a sum of 1,500 million rupees has been spent for this complex. The four-storied building has 2 high courts, a civil appeal court, 2 district courts, 2 magistrate courts, a legal and that's aid center, and also a community correction office.
The whole concept of the right of worship is now being challenged, and I think on Thursday the Human Rights Council have to give a decision on it. Towards the end of the last month, a person called Solvan Momita asked for permission to go in front of the Turkish embassy in Sweden to burn a Quran. The police refused permission. The Supreme Administrative Court gave permission, claiming it's a right of expression. They applied, police acted on the basis it's on the right of worship. The Supreme Administrative Court said it is the right of expression. After the burning took place, there was a big outcry. Sweden got pressure from all the countries. We all had to deploy it, we all denounced it. Even Israel came out and said, you can't do this. This is a book concerning the God of Abraham and you can't be involved in it. So, but what did Sweden do? Sweden, of course, said the burning of a holy text is an offensive and disrespectful act and a clear provocation. But then they said constitutionally protected right of freedom and speech, assembly, expression has to be safeguarded. Now, on one hand, we are saying it's the freedom of worship that has been violated, and they say no, this is the freedom of expression, it should be safeguarded. As reactions came from government, some of the Western governments said this is freedom of expression. It comes under while they deplored that, they brought it under freedom of expression. So as a result, Pakistan has now gone before the Human Rights to Geneva for the Human Rights Council and moved a motion that this is a violation of the international human rights law. Now, this is the question that is rising. We all treat this as a violation of the freedom of worship. But there is an attempt to bring this under freedom of expression. You can't bring everything under the freedom of expression. There has to be a limitation. But this seems to have been the Western line, because some of the international NGOs are saying if this resolution is passed, it will be a setback to the West. This is not a question of West or East or North or South. It's a question of the right of worship which we've had. It's not a question of burning the Quran.
Authorities expressed their views over the problems of shortage and substandard quality of medicine and lack of facilities in hospitals at several media briefings held yesterday. Parliamentarian Rajitha Senaratne said that 785 varieties of medicine have been permitted to import to the country without registration. Billions of rupees have been spent to import medicine to the country at present. Minister Taxation Rupavahini said that some elements are attempting to create an opinion that the government imports substandard medicine at higher costs. The medicine imported today have been registered a long time ago. It is a national affair, not a task done in the Kandy district. Therefore, the government has to totally reject the allegation that medicine are imported without registration. A 21-year-old girl who was admitted to the Peradeniya Teaching Hospital for a stomachache has died. Parents of the girl accuse that their daughter was killed due to an injection given by the hospital. Director of the hospital, Dr. Arjuna says that this injection is given to patients frequently and no complexities have been reported so far. However, investigations are being carried out on this incident in several aspects.
The deceased, named Chamodi Sandeepani Madhushika Jayaratne, was a resident of Pottapitiya in Alagal area. She was admitted to the Katapitiya hospital on the 10th of this month due to a stomach pain. Later, she was transferred to the Peradeniya Teaching Hospital by an ambulance with her mother. Then she was admitted to the ward number 7 at noon. Her parents say that she was given 2 injections at the hospital. Director of the Peradeniya Teaching Hospital, Dr. Arjuna Tilakaratne, says that the patient had vomited and later experienced heart failure. The hospital staff had given all emergency treatments to her, but in vain. The injection given by the hospital has not shown any signs of side effects or complexities so far. That medicine is frequently given to many patients. Therefore, we can't put the same blame on the injection without conducting a proper investigation, he says.
United States of America has donated a stock of medicine used for cancer treatments and pediatric ailments amounting to $53 million. U.S. Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Julie J. Chung, handed over the stock of medicine to Health Minister Dr. Taxation Rupavahini at the Ministry of Health today. Among the consignment, there are 16 varieties of medicine used for skin diseases of children and cancer. This is a donation from the American people. The U.S. Ambassador said that the American government will provide assistance not only to the health sector, but also to other sectors as well.
Well, the government has decided to directly credit money to the accounts of paddy farmers who purchase fertilizer for the upcoming Maha season according to their consent. This decision has been taken since there were practical problems in the distribution of vouchers. About 717,000 farmers have cultivated paddy in the Ala season. The government issued vouchers amounting to 11 billion rupees to 534,433 farmers to purchase fertilizer. However, many problems erupted in some areas in the distribution of vouchers. As a remedy for this problem, a decision has been taken to directly credit money to the accounts of the relevant farmers. A discussion in this connection was held yesterday under the patronage of Minister Mahinda Amaravira. Officials of the livestock resources and several industrialists in this sector were also present at this occasion. The request the minister to grant tax concessions in importing maize need to produce poultry feed locally. Minister says that a tax of 75 rupees per 1 kilogram has been imposed to import maize. The poultry industrialists requested to reduce this tax. The Ministry of Agriculture will submit this proposal to the Ministry of Finance. If the poultry industry are ready to provide chicken and eggs at reduced prices, the government can give concessions they request.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says the speedy implementation of official language policy would enhance cohesion in the multilingual Sri Lankan society. He made these remarks addressing the symposium of National Languages Equality Advancement Project in Colombo recently. The three-day consortium concluded yesterday. The project was initiated with the aim to reduce poverty and improve economic and social equality of Sinhala and Tamil-speaking communities, strengthen the implementation of the official languages policy, and enhance cultural diversity and bilingual nature of the country. The project has strengthened gender-sensitive bilingual communication skills of public officers and improved the capacity of 74 sub-national institutions with the development of language plans. High Commissioner of Canada to Sri Lanka, Eric Walsh, and Director of National Languages Equality Advancement Project, Michael Emblem, were present at this occasion.
The official languages policy of Sri Lanka has been formulated with this vision. Its objective is also to enhance acceptance by the Sri Lankan women and men of the cultural diversity in the country. The National Languages Equality Advancement Project was launched by the Professional Learning Community, the PLC, to assist Sri Lanka to achieve the set objectives. The NLEP project has served as a forum for academic, students, professional, public service, media to focus on specific challenges relating to the multilingual nature of Sri Lanka and gender-based barriers and to find solutions to them. As Prime Minister, I would appeal to the universities to rethink and to awaken themselves of the crisis that our young men and women in the universities face. Open up for new areas, which is the necessity in university education, and for which I'm sure NLEP will be an added asset. The project has worked towards strengthening gender-sensitive bilingual communication skills of the public servants, improve the capacity of key ministries to deliver public service in both official languages at national, provincial and rural level. So I hope the director, as you mentioned, would be once again able to work with the government, Ministry of Public Administration, the Language Commission, with the assistance of the Canadian government in order for us to increase awareness of languages, diversity, language rights, increase the ability of the citizen to communicate in the official languages.
Canada is a long-standing partner of Sri Lanka in its journey to advance language rights. It's something we know about as Canadians. We're pleased that our experiences as a bilingual, multicultural country which sees diversity as a strength can offer support to another diverse country like Sri Lanka in implementing its official languages policy. Language has the power to build society, to share ideas, thoughts, and feelings. Implementation of an official languages policy by a society and its institutions enables linguistic minorities to see themselves as integral to the country as a whole. In Canada, our Official Languages Act came into force in 1969. Implementation has always been and still is a work in progress. But now, in 2023, we can say that linguistic tensions that prevailed in Canada 50, 60 years ago have greatly diminished. Ultimately, we believe our differences can strengthen us and bring us together. Making these efforts to bridge linguistic divides, to respect language rights, and to become bilingual or multilingual as a society, these are ways to heal ethnic divides and achieve reconciliation and social cohesion. In Sri Lanka, the official languages policy enshrines the right of every citizen to access public services in the official language of their choice. Effective implementation of this policy requires participation of all ministries and departments of the government of Sri Lanka and all levels of government, including local authorities, as well as collaborative, constructive cooperation between diverse partners. Implementing the policy also requires increasing capacity to translate to and from Sinhala and Tamil.
Well, it has been revealed that although there are about 500,000 tax files in Sri Lanka, only 31,000 persons are paying income tax at present. Well, this was revealed at the Sectoral Oversight Committee on National Economic Fiscal Plans, and the committee met today at the Parliament complex under the patronage of Chairman of the committee, Parliamentarian Mahindananda Alutgamage. Well, Parliamentarian Mahindananda Alutgamage says that the problem is that there were over 292,000 tax files in the private sector in Sri Lanka. However, only about 31,000 individuals pay taxes regularly. Majority of taxpayers evade paying taxes. There are 105,000 limited liability companies. From their entire tax income, 82% has been paid by 382 companies only.
State Minister Shehan Semasinghe says that the government has increased the grants allocated to welfare benefits in this year. The government annually spends a sum of 206 billion rupees for the Asvasama program. State Minister Shehan Semasinghe has said that all beneficiaries who have been selected following the consideration of objections and appeals will be paid the first installment within this month. All necessary measures are being finalized for this matter at present. The ministry expects more than 800,000 appeals. They will be investigated and suitable families will be paid the June allowance along with the allowance in August. The technical standard report prepared by Japan on digitalizing Sri Lanka's television broadcasting was handed over to the government today.
And through this new technology, viewers in Sri Lanka will be able to watch all TV channels through HD technology. Well, the report is about transforming analog technology into digitalization and the relevant technical data. And handing over ceremony was held under the patronage of Minister of Mass Media, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, and Japanese Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Mishukoshi Hideki. Although the television sets and production of TV channels were carried out through digital technology, these signals were transmitted through analog systems. This new project will pave the way for the viewers to watch all programs aired by all TV channels through HD technology. In addition, this new project will help to make frequency modulations more efficient and also to help to save large number of waves. This will also create opportunity to enhance telecommunication and information technology sectors.
Japanese Embassy and other high delegation, all of you, welcome to our ministry. I would like to thank you for come here today, and I highly appreciate your valuable contribution for our country. First, I would like to hand over that meeting to my secretary, Mr. Anusha Palpita. He will conduct that meeting.
It is my privilege to address you today at the ceremony of handover the technical standards prepared by the Japan on digital terrestrial television broadcasting project in Sri Lanka. This event represents a significant milestone in the collaborative efforts between Japan and Sri Lanka. The Ministry of Mass Media initiated the digitalization process in 2009, marking the beginning of the efforts to standardize the digital technology in Sri Lanka. Since then, we passed various stages and we started feasibility study for Japan system in year 2012 and following the study. A significant milestone was achieved when the loan agreement with JICA was signed on September 2014. We successfully obtained cabinet approval in February 2021, allowing us to officially commence the project under the project management unit 15 July 2021.
The DTTV project will offer two major benefits to Sri Lanka. First, it will provide all the people of Sri Lanka with the experience of watching high-definition television broadcasts free of charge. Second, the DTTV project strengthens information and communication technology infrastructures and paves the way for implementing digital economy that the government of Sri Lanka has been focusing on as one of its top priorities. This project is also pivotal in the context of our bilateral relationship between Japan and Sri Lanka, as it is one of the symbolic ongoing ODA loan projects and can be a pioneering bilateral cooperation in the field of digitization. Furthermore, this initiative is also in line with the request made by HE President Rupavahini to our Prime Minister Kishida and Mr. Kono, Minister for Digital Transformation, during his visit to Japan. Therefore, it is necessary for all stakeholders to continue their efforts in the same direction toward the early completion of this milestone project. Japan is committed to play our part and will continue to steadfastly expedite the debt restructuring process utilizing the official creditor platform.
Minister Harin Fernando invites Australian citizens to tour in Sri Lanka. The minister points out that there's a conducive environment in the country for tourists.
Minister Harin Fernando made this appeal participating in a tourism promotion program held in Perth recently. A program titled Visit Sri Lanka Expo is to be held in several cities in Australia with the aim of promoting Sri Lankan tourism industry. The minister pointed out that Sri Lanka expects to attract over 1.5 million foreign tourists to Sri Lanka next year. The minister also explained to the crowd about the facilities and positive environment prevailing in the country. Perth Councillor Rosh Jalag and Tourism Brand Ambassador Sanat Jayasuri, Chairman of the Tourism Development Authority, Chalaka Gajabahu, and many others were present at this ceremony. The next promotion programs will be held in Melbourne and also Sydney.
Bilateral trade and investment discussion between Sri Lanka and Pakistan was held in Colombo yesterday. The National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka organised the discussion. Accordingly, the special guest speaker of the event was Pakistan High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, retired Major General Umar Farooq Burki. The objective of the session was to discuss on the current trade environment, investment opportunities, services and policies with the view to improve, promote and strengthen bilateral trade and investment between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Trade and investment attaché of the High Commission of Pakistan in Sri Lanka, Asma Kamal, also took part in the discussion. Many industry experts and professionals were present at this event.
I strongly believe that the active working and participation of the private sector through Chamber of Commerce is integral to strengthen bilateral trade and investment relations. Initiatives have to be taken by the business community and by the private sector themselves. And rest assured that the High Commission in Pakistan and the High Commission in Sri Lanka is all there to support in whatever way we can to enhance this trade between the two countries. I would strongly urge that we are there to support you, we'll continue to support you, we'll continue to find out and address the problems that you have, provided you take the initiative and take the advantage of the trade that is in front of you. As we celebrate the 75th year of our diplomatic relations, this year we have a lot to be proud of in terms of our close cooperation in the field of diplomacy, economics and trade, sports, multilateral collaborations, and of course, most important to me, are defense ties. Sri Lanka enjoys the exceptional status of being the first country with which Pakistan entered into a bilateral free trade agreement for the trade in goods in 2002 that came into effect in 2005. Every year, the government of Pakistan, besides other things, sets aside a budget of around 36 million under a special assistance program for the Sri Lanka poor masses, under which the High Commission has the initiative, and it initiates projects spanning the entire island in education, sports, technical assistance, infrastructure development, school supplies, water supplies. Highly encourage the Sri Lankan Chamber of Commerce to actively formulate and lead trade delegations to Sri Lanka with sector-specific focus to explore business opportunities in Pakistan.
Welcome back to the news, and we are moving on to news overseas. NATO allies offer security assurances for Ukraine on path to membership. The United States, Britain and global allies prepared to unveil new security assurances for Ukraine at a NATO summit today, designed to protect the country from future attacks while Kyiv strives forward the membership of the alliance. The prospect of the long-term protection from members of the world's most powerful military bloc comes a day after the Ukrainian president says it's absurd.
And in your sports news tonight, Sri Lanka won 2 bronze medals at the Asian Athletics tournament held in Thailand.
Gayantika Abhiratne won the bronze medal for the 1,500 meter women's event, reporting a time of 4 minutes and 14.39 seconds. Japan won both gold and silver medals at this event. Nadisha Lekamge won the other bronze medals in the javelin throw. In the women's event, she achieved a length of 60.93 meters, and this is the new Sri Lankan record. Meanwhile, Aruna Darshana and Rajita Rajakarna qualified for the 400 meters men's event to be held tomorrow.
Prima Kotami Fantamai.
And with that, we conclude tonight's English news on Rupavahini. I'm Kasani signing off together with Clifford. Good night.
Good night.